What up, Digital Bomb Digital fans? I'm Rob. It's Eric.
How you doing?
Welcome to the first episode of our new show, Ruiners, where we do what we do best, and that's ruin shows, movies, whatever you need to be ruined. We'll ruin it, right?
We'll ruin your life. We won't.
We will.
No, we won't.
We'll ruin your loved one's life and wife, whatever that means. So today we're going to talk about Breaking Bad.
Yep.
One of our favorite shows.
Probably my favorite show, TV show of all time.
Yeah, I can't put another show in before it now.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen it and experienced it.
Mm-hmm. And we still have 8 episodes left.
8 episodes. Yeah, and so do they have a release date?
They don't. All they're saying is next summer.
Next summer.
That's all they're saying.
It's too long.
Gosh.
It's too long, man.
It's like, and we were talking about it, a lot. It's one of those, I can't wait for it to happen, but then when it ends, I think that you and I are both going to go into a bit of a mild depression.
It's going to be like, what are we doing with our lives? Like, we probably won't talk to each other for like a month.
At least. This is one of the main connecting points of our lives.
It's what holds our relationship together. A Breaking Bad fan put together an awesome video. It's a little over 8 minutes. We just watched it. Watch it right now. We're going to play it, and then we'll talk about Breaking Bad.
Lung cancer. Inoperable. Best case scenario with chemo, I'll live maybe another couple of years.
Chemistry. It is the study of change.
Well, that's all of life, right? I mean, it's the constant, it's the cycle. It is growth, then decay, then transformation.
Which was well organized.
Hank, how much money is that?
It's about $700,000. It's easy money till we catch you.
You lost your partner today. The DEA took all your money, your lab. You got nothing. Square one. But you know the business. And I know the chemistry.
You want to cook crystal meth? Tell me why you're doing this.
Some straight like you, giant stick up his ass, all of a sudden at age, 60, he's just gonna break bad?
I am awake.
Jesus, you got crystals in here 2 inches, 3 inches long. This is pure glass. You're a goddamn artist.
For what time I have left, I want to live in my own house. I want to sleep in my own bed. I don't want to choke down 30 or 40 pills every single day and lose my hair and lie around too tired to get up. Some dead man, some artificially alive, just marking time.
What's your name?
Heisenberg.
2 pounds next Friday, and no production problems.
Can you handle 4 pounds?
We're not going to need pseudoephedrine. We're going to make phenylacetone in a tube furnace, and we're going to use reductive amination to yield methamphetamine, 4 pounds.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
$737,000, that's what I need. That is what I need.
You're an insane, degenerate piece of filth, and you deserve to die.
We keep hearing the name Heisenberg.
I have spent my whole life scared, ever since my diagnosis. I sleep just fine.
You two suck at peddling meth. What you two need is an honest-to-God businessman. From what I do hear about him, he sounds a little like you.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
All Jesse wants is what's coming to him.
For your information, I am holding Jesse's money for him, and he will receive every last dollar of it at a time when I see fit. But I will not contribute to his overdose.
I say Heisenberg's still out there.
You're a drug dealer.
$3 million. Or 3 months of your time.
I have more money than I know how to spend. What I don't have is my family.
I made a series of very bad decisions.
Why did you make these decisions?
For the good of my family.
Then they weren't bad decisions.
You got a good thing going here. We all do. You want to risk it all on one junkie? Moral of the story is, I chose a half measure when I should have gone all the way. No more half measures, Walter.
Run. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, unfortunately I do, Walter.
Your boss is gonna need me. What did you expect me to do? Just simply roll over and allow you to murder us? I am not in danger, Skyler. I am the danger. I am the one who knocks.
If you could kill me,
I'd already be dead. But you can't. Because Jesse wouldn't cook for you if you did.
In the meantime, there's the matter of your brother. He is a problem. If you try to interfere,
I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your only daughter.
Brock, why did you poison it?
What? God forbid. When I poison one child. Jesse, who do you know? Who's allowed children to be murdered? Gus! And now, the one thing that he needed to finally get rid of me is your consent, and boy, he's got that down. I am offering you an opportunity for revenge. Gus is dead. I won.
You are time bound. Tick, tick, tick. And I have no intention of being around for the boom.
No! 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 Say my name. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
All of this, falling apart like this is on you. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man.
I'm out.
Ever since I met you, everything I've ever cared about is gone. Ruined, turned to shit, dead. Ever since I hooked up with the great Heisenberg.
WW. How do you figure that out? Woodrow Wilson? Willy Wonka? Walter White?
You got me. My name is Walter Hartwell White. To all law enforcement entities, this is not an admission of guilt. I am speaking to my family now. Skyler, you are the love of my life. I hope you know that. Walter Jr., you're my big man. There are going to be some things that you'll come to learn about me in the next few days. I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only had you in my heart.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty incredible. I mean, it basically shows you Walter White's, the character of Walter White and Heisenberg, and that's really what makes this show brilliant, is the character development.
Yep.
I mean, you start off with, you saw scenes at the very first episode, both at the beginning and then at the very end, of the science teacher, Walter White, gets cancer, and then he has this chance encounter with Jesse.
Yep.
and decides, hey, I'm going to make my money. I'm going to leave money behind for my family by making meth. And
because as far as he knew then, he was a goner.
He was a goner. Yeah, I mean, as far as anybody knew, I mean, it was going to be a 1-season show.
Yeah.
You know, who knew it was going to happen? So it's character driven, and we've talked about it other places, but that is one of the things that makes this show incredible. Is you care about the characters.
Yep. More than the actor.
More than the actor.
Which is huge.
Yeah. You don't even think about the actor. And so when characters die on the show, or when bad stuff happens to characters, like you're connected somehow to that character.
Mm-hmm.
And when a character dies, I mean, you're like, man, I miss so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, Gus.
Exactly. Gus is a perfect example.
Yeah, Gus is a perfect example. Probably one of the best criminals ever on TV.
Yep.
And when he died, you're like, man, it kind of left a void.
It did. Man. Well, because you thought, like, well, what can be next?
Yeah, what can be next?
And we found out there could be a lot next.
Yeah. So there are layers of the story and layers of the character. And that's the thing that's happened over these last few seasons is he goes from Walter White, and he introduces this alter ego or kind of a cover of Heisenberg.
Yeah.
And now it's become a whole other character in itself. And that's the cool thing about the character-driven aspect of the show. You have Walter White, Heisenberg, and that it's starting to bleed over in a lot of areas of his life. Very few people in his life know that he's also Heisenberg.
That's true. There's only
Hank and Hank's wife.
Now Hank, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, Hank. Oh, now Hank is. Yeah, we'll get to that point. But and his oldest, his children, they don't know, but his wife knows and has now aided and abetted his crime. And the other thing I liked about the show, and I was reading an interview with Vince Gilligan. How's that for a name?
That's a name.
The creator, the writer of Breaking Bad, and he was saying that there are no wasted shots in any show. Every show there is a reason for every shot, and that is rare in TV. I mean, in anything.
Well, the thing with Breaking Bad is like there's no wasted shot, and so you see a shot and you're kind of like, I don't really understand, and then by the end of the episode you're like, holy crap!
Yeah,
it all comes full circle, and that was one of the best things about Breaking Bad.
Yeah. For example, I was thinking about this. This last episode on Sunday, he goes in for his treatment. He goes, all right, not a treatment, but a scan.
Yep.
He goes in the bathroom and he looks at the towel dispenser that he punched in probably maybe the first episode.
Yeah.
He punched it when he got his diagnosis, and he looked at it, he smirked, and he walked out. So is that saying there's no cancer? Is that saying, it's just one of those deals you're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just those little nuances. You're like, man, that is...
Yeah, and speaking of that, Breaking Bad's one of the shows where I say, this is going to happen, and more than anyone, everything I say is going to happen never happens.
Exactly. It always keeps you guessing.
Yep, which is what I love.
Yeah, it's not predictable. There's so many TV shows that are predictable.
Oh, yeah.
You know exactly where
Friends,
it's going.
Seinfeld, you name it.
Well, but it's completely unpredictable, and it's just very well written and totally character driven.
Yeah,
so good.
Which is awesome. So good.
So you and I have talked a lot.
Yep.
Where do they go from here? Now that we found out that Hank started putting the pieces together, reading the book on the toilet, dropping a deuce.
He was dropping a deuce. Yep.
And
I think that was one of the final puzzle pieces for Hank.
Oh yeah.
I think it's weird because when you look back, especially in that video, when you look back, it almost feels like Hank knew it was Walter.
Like he had like a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Like he could do
and
this.
And it happened over and over and over and over again where he would, you know what I mean? Like with the book or Walter White, and then Walter's just, his face is like, oh crap, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. Where do they go from here?
Yeah.
We have so many, we have some theories that may be crazy, may be true. Who knows? Like,
yeah. Well, in that video that you saw, it reminds us of the very first scene in this season's episode where he buys this M60, and he's his face, he's got the beard going. Well, that scene hasn't even happened yet, and I know that Gilligan, he has said in interviews, that will come into play. Yeah. So what's going to happen there? There's no point of even trying to even say, oh, that's exactly what's going to happen, like you said.
If we want to pick that scene apart, here's two things that I noticed. One, he has the beard.
Yeah.
So maybe he's gone into hiding, sort of, right?
Okay.
Two, it's been a whole year.
Yep.
Because it starts off with him making the 52 out of his bacon.
That's right.
He's not in his city, or maybe even state, and he's getting that gun to do who knows what.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? That's the craziness about Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just so, and that's the other thing I was going to say is there is a very strong reality to it, even though it is completely, there's a lot of it's blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
you don't hear about, a chicken, Gus Fring, the godfather of chicken in New Mexico, that becomes the meth kingpin. He gets blown up in a nursing home. I mean,
I'd eat at his restaurant.
I'll tell you what, it's really good.
There was a guy actually named Walter White. Did you see the story? That was cooking meth and he got caught.
That's awesome.
Wasn't as smart as the Heisenberg Walter White.
No, but we have a couple theories about where. At least you have a great theory that I didn't even think about until a couple weeks ago, and you told me. And then I have, I guess, my ideal. This would be great if this is the way it ended.
Which I still think I could be right, and even more so, I think you can be right now.
Okay, well, share yours because I really like this.
My theory was that somewhere within the mix of characters, there's a rat. And in telling you this, we kind of came to the assumption that it could be Jesse.
Could be Jesse.
And the more and more I think about it, especially watching that video, I think it could definitely be Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay, because when he meets Walter, right, the cops are busting in to the meth lab or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so Jesse's on the outside, maybe, and then maybe it was kind of like undercover, and this was like his sting operation was going to, be done, and then Walter comes, and so he's like dragged out.
Yeah.
Because the whole, from the beginning to the end of this half season or whatever, Jesse's kind of like a stress case.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he's kind of like, it's okay because maybe he hasn't been on the undercover job for so long. But towards the end, I mean, you see Jesse, his whole character changed.
Yeah.
And in the very end, he just wants out. He just wants to be done.
Wants to be done. And the other thing that we've mentioned that you've talked about is he has, besides making meth, which is part of his cover, if he is a rat, he has done, compared to everybody else in the show, he's done really nothing wrong. He shot Gale. Who was the drug.
He didn't want to do.
He didn't want to do.
And he was
freaking
out, crying, snotting everywhere.
Every time there is a crime against an innocent person, he freaks out.
He's the first one to step up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. He freaks out. Yeah. You saw the scene with the new partner, his new guy,
whatever his name is.
Todd?
Todd. Oh, yeah, I think it is Todd.
And he shoots the kid on the bike, the motorcycle.
Yep.
And, that happens over and over again. There's that I don't know, for lack of a better word, that tender part of Jesse that is absolutely nowhere in Walter White. I mean, he does love his family, but even now it's just like that's going away.
Yeah.
And so that lends a lot of evidence to his the rat theory.
Could he be a rat?
Could he be a rat? I don't know.
I think it would take an awesome turn if he was.
Oh, man.
And Hank was involved the whole time. And what if Hank was kind of like saying, like, Walter White, what if this was Walter White? And he was, like, giving these hints for Walter to just come forward because he didn't want anything bad to happen.
That could very well be. And on the other hand, there are some things, obviously, with every theory there you can poke holes and stuff.
My theory is full of holes.
Yeah. I'm just, you got, with Gus Fring, he was obviously the main, one of the main drug meth makers around. They got connected with him. Gus Fring's dead. He's gone. And so, I don't know. I mean, that's good. Now, I would think one of the best ways. I know that the show's not going to end well.
Yeah.
Hank is either going to wind up, in prison, shot, murdered by.
Hank's going to go to prison?
No. Walt. I'm sorry. Walt's going to go to prison. Walt's going to get killed in some kind of gang shooting, whatever. I think it would be because of the way that the story is, to bring it back full circle, the cancer does come back.
Yep.
And I think a great ending, say great, and it's like massively depressing,
yeah,
is the cancer comes back with a vengeance, and he's just lying in his bed, and he calls Jesse to come and talk to him because he wants to confess everything he did that hurt Jesse. He just wants to get it off his chest to kind of clean his conscience. But what he's really trying to do is he's saying, listen, the cancer is is killing me, and I want to die slow. I want you to kill me. Without saying that, he's confessing all this garbage that he poisoned the kid, Brock, and he let his girlfriend die. Standing over her, let her die. So just unloads all of this confession, and Jesse picks up a pillow and starts killing him, and then Jesse's just like, you know what? Now I want you to die in pain. You're a scumbag, and that is just, that's kind of that justice that Jesse is. Of course, if Jesse's a rat, well, there goes that ending. But I think that would just be really great, and then the series ends with him just dead. Yep. Because that's where it's kind of gone. You have he's the best. That character is one of the best anti-heroes of all time. Oh yeah, you hate him.
You hate him, but you love him.
Yeah, you hate him, but you love him. You can't wait to see what he's going to do next. So
it's like, why are you doing this, Walter? Why? Why did you poison the kid?
Why?
But then you come to find out that all he's thinking about is basically himself.
Yeah. Oh.
All he wants to do is build, like he says in this one, he wants to build his empire.
Yep. It's just incredible.
So I can't wait for the end, and I can't wait to see what Walt does.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hate him.
One of the things that I had written down is Gilligan said that Walt will do something completely despicable that you will hate him, and there's nothing that will be irredeemable about Walt. So I was thinking, was that the moment when they killed the boy on the motorcycle, and then of course the way they disposed the body and all that stuff.
that didn't make me hate him. It helped in the hatred for what Heisenberg or Walt was doing, but it wasn't something that makes me it didn't push me over the edge.
Yeah, there's got to be. I'm with you on that. It's obviously it's despicable.
Yeah.
But I think there has to be something that's coming that has to do with his family.
Yeah. I think so.
His kids or maybe his wife, that his wife just has enough and is going to confess, and he just.
What if it's one of those things that Walt's almost famous of doing, is doing whatever he has to do, killing or whatever, to hide himself. And he killed Mike to hide because the cops were going to get him.
Yeah.
Who else? Did they kill someone else? Who else was the first person they killed when when Jesse put him in the bathtub with all the stuff and it fell through the ceiling?
That was one of the original drug dealers. That was the guy that they. Is that right? Oh man.
Oh, I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
One of my goals is to rewatch the whole
I
series before next summer.
Yep, I'm with you.
Which is a lot of time.
Yeah, that's all right.
We should do it 2 or 3 times.
That's right. So it is. What were we talking about? We were just talking about how the despicable act.
Yeah.
I think that something else is coming in the last 8 episodes that is just gonna blow our minds in terms of the wickedness, the evil. Heisenberg.
I agree. And what I was going to say, and then we got sidetracked, but what if he kills his wife, goes on this kind of family massacre, kills everyone just to hide himself?
Yeah.
And then dies of cancer.
I'll tell you.
Dies alone. A lone billionaire.
That's it. A billionaire, a drug kingpin. The new Scarface.
The new Gus Fring.
What was your favorite scene or part of this last season?
This last season? I had 2. The first one was the train heist. It was. There's so many movies where it's like a heist, but you don't feel like. If you feel I'm gonna get caught, that's a good thing, and that's how I felt with the train.
You felt anxious
the whole time, on the edge of my seat, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, hurry, and Walt's like, wait, and he's just watching the meter spin, the gallons that are pouring in, and then all of a sudden the train's getting ready to roll. And I was just like, when it was over, I kind of did and then they shot the kid, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's typical Breaking Bad. You're like, oh thank God, oh God.
Exactly. So that was probably number 1. Number 2, which is a little scene, but I loved so much, is when what was his wife's name? I always called her retard.
Yeah, Bad Actress.
Bad Actress. When Bad Actress took Walt to the storage unit and uncovered all the money.
Oh, that was
I was just like, whoa. And I was telling you, Walt didn't even know. Mm-hmm. He had no idea. He thought she was laundering the money still.
Yeah. And there's just so much.
Laundering. And so he finally realized, whoa, this is huge.
That's huge.
I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah. My two favorite was you actually saw one in the video when he says, say my name.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, Heisenberg.
He's full Heisenberg now.
Full Heisenberg. And he's totally in control. At least you're given the impression that he's totally in control. And yet, he's not.
You're also given the impression that he's not in control. And then all of a sudden he'll turn the tables on you, and just like Mike.
Yeah.
Mike couldn't see that coming, and then he saw that the gun was gone, and then now he's dead.
That's it. The other scene, and just the last scene of the season, when Hank's on the toilet and the light bulb goes on, and the way that it was, not just the way that it was shot, but having the flashback scene, because he doesn't do that a lot. They don't have a lot of flashback scenes in the series, but to have it so you can connect it, kind of connect the dots of. That's right. Hank had already brought that up to Walter.
Yeah. And did you remember the book when Walter was in the bathroom before?
I did. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, when I see that, and then I remembered. And so, just like everything, there's not a wasted scene. So I'm like, this is going to come back.
And that was like, when was Gale in the third season?
Third season, yeah.
So there had been one whole season where you didn't even, there was no reference to the book. Then it pops back up.
Amazing.
And then when Hank was sitting on the pot looking for reading material, first thing I thought was classic.
Oh, classic.
And then you see the book, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you just knew, but
so
which
good.
is typical of Breaking Bad. You thought, well, maybe you're going to see that in the next season. Nope. End of the episode. So,
biggest cliffhanger of probably my life, as far as like movies and TV goes.
Considering you got to wait a whole year.
A year.
I mean, you're just like, oh, it's.
And are they done filming, or are they still?
No. This article I was reading. I'll send you the link, and maybe we'll put it on.
We put it on the website. It
was really good. He said that they've just kind of storyboarded a couple of, like they have an idea of where it's going, but they haven't even. They haven't even started filming.
Oh man,
they haven't even finished writing the episodes yet. So
that's crazy.
So knowing him, they know exactly how it was gonna end.
Yep.
Back in the. Back in the day. So.
And such a masterful storyteller.
Oh, man.
I have no doubts about the season. I'm not like this upcoming season of Sons of Anarchy. I kind of have a little doubt to it. Oh man, how many more are we going to go for? You know what I mean?
But that's the thing is you're talking about the writing between Breaking Bad and every other show, especially the ones that we like. It's night and day.
Oh yeah.
Sons of Anarchy. I mean, it's like.
It's good, but it's
good, but it's
like elementary.
Compared to Breaking Bad, there's not a whole lot of layers. Yep. It's obviously more violent. And stuff. But
awesome.
But it's man, I am like we said earlier, man, super pumped about it. But we gotta wait so long.
Too long.
I know we could talk a lot more about the characters. I had one question for you.
Okay.
Who's your favorite character that's not named Walt, Jesse, or Gus? We could do a whole, an hour just talking about each one of those characters.
That's not named Walt, Jesse, or Gus. Wow. Okay. I'd have to go with Mike.
Okay.
But only Mike in this last season, right?
Yeah.
Mike was always cool. He was always good. But this last season, he really came. And then you combine his whole character, it just came full circle for me. I just thought it was really good.
Yeah. My favorite is Saul. Better Call Saul, man.
Okay.
I love Saul. Man.
Saul, yeah.
Anytime he's in, because you need that. You need that humor.
Yep.
Because it's so dark, it's so heavy, and then he comes in and he's always doing or saying, just even the way he talks, the way he looks, the way he dresses, you're just like, you're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I love Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Saul Goodman.
Saul is very good.
So
he's a good man.
So
yeah. So next season, it's gonna be awesome. We will wait. We have to wait. We don't have a choice, actually.
We have no choice.
This is also one of the shows where I don't do too many spoilers. I don't really look around the internet for it.
Yep.
Because I need to wait, and then it all pays off. But, so yeah. Yeah,
it's going to be good. I'll tell you, if you have not watched Breaking Bad, I know that the first 3 seasons are on Netflix.
I think so.
And so you owe it to yourself to watch it. It is dark. It is...
there is some choice language.
Yeah, but it's
we gotta learn those sometime.
Yeah, you do. So, but I'll tell you, it is definitely worth it. And So that's it. I'm excited about this new series, Ruiners. I have no idea what we're going to talk about next time, but
who knows? And who knows when the next show will be? We'll have to go to a movie together or something.
That's right. We'll buy some popcorn, soda, and we'll figure it out. So,
all right. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends about us. Check out digitalbomb.net. Check out our podcast. Eric's on, not the last one, but the one before.
That was fun.
It was a good time. And all right. See you later. Until next time, ruin someone's life.